Can Donald Trump's daring economic strategy achieve the outcomes he claims? That's the question that is rising in the minds of every American today. That's the million-dollar question, or should I say, the trillion-dollar gamble. So Trump's plan is hiking tariffs while cutting taxes. It might sound daring, but it comes with a lot of risk. Higher prices, rising inflation, and steeper interest rates could be on the horizon. Well, besides this, he's also pitching ideas to raise housing costs and expand access to healthcare through subsidies. So what's on the horizon for Trump's presidency? Will his rhetoric echo the past, or will he deliver real change, reviving the economy and fulfilling his promise to make America great again? If you are new on my channel, make sure to subscribe, like, and share this video in your circle. Economies often decides elections, and this one was no exception. Remember James Carville's famous 1992 quip, "It's the economy, stupid."
It's the economy, stupid.
It holds true today. Trump's victory over Kamala Harris mirrors his own loss to Joe Biden in 2020. Driven by widespread dissatisfaction with the incumbent party's economic track record, with 2/3 of voters feeling the economy was headed in the wrong direction, Harris was fighting an uphill battle. Let's return to the main subject. Trump is never one to downplay his achievements. He called his first-term economic performance the greatest in the history of United States. While exaggerated, the states were solid. 6.7 million new jobs, 3.5% unemployment, and inflation steady at 2% until the COVID-19 pandemic hit. The 2020 recession erased many of these gains, pushing unemployment to 15% and dragging Trump's average growth rate to 2.3%. As Trump gears up to replace Biden this January, his new economic vision will soon take center stage. Will it lead to prosperity or prove a costly misstep? Lower taxes. Donald Trump is back with his tax-slashing agenda, and he's doubling down on what he loves the most, keeping money in your pocket, or so he says. Businesses and individuals are at the center of his plans, though the details are still a bit fuzzy. He's promising to cut corporate tax rates from 21% to 15% for companies that makes their products in the US. It's all part of his America First vision: keep jobs here, stop companies from outsourcing, and maybe even lure foreign manufacturers to set up shop on US soil. It's not just businesses he's targeting. Remember those 2017 income tax cuts? They are set to expire soon, but Trump wants to make them permanent. With the US running a massive budget deficit of 7% of GDP and national debt sitting at a staggering 122% of GDP, critics are crying foul. They argue that Trump's proposed $7.5 trillion in tax cuts over the next decade is not exactly pocket change and might be impossible to fund. So how Trump gonna tackle all this mess? Only time will tell. Trump has thrown out some jaw-dropping figures, suggesting a bold 60% to 100% tariff on Chinese imports, alongside a daring 10% to 20% levy on goods from the rest of the world. Think of it as his way of saying, buy American or pay up. On paper, tariffs sound like a gold mine. A universal 10% tariff could generate $2 trillion over 10 years, while doubling it to 20% might bring in $3.3 trillion. But even those hefty figures fell short of offsetting the revenue losses from Trump's proposed tax cuts. These tariffs don't just hit foreign manufacturers, they hit American consumers too. Price tags at the store would rise, potentially costing the average household between $2,500 to $3,900 annually. Trump also taking aim at companies that outsource manufacturing. He has threatened to slap 100% or even 200% tariffs on cars made in Mexico or goods produced by US firms that move operations abroad. Recently, he called out John Deere, warning of tariffs if the company shifts production from the Midwest to Mexico. The goal is simple: make foreign-made goods pricier than American-made ones, boosting US manufacturing and jobs. But here's the rub: tariffs can boomerang US companies that rely on imported parts might see their costs spike, and other countries could retaliate with tariffs of their own, making it tougher for American goods to compete globally. Even Trump's earlier tariff experiments didn't play out as planned. In 2019, Federal Reserve economists found that his tariffs led to a net decrease in manufacturing jobs. Despite Trump's claim that tariffs are paid by foreign countries, the reality is they are paid by US importers, and those costs often trickle down to consumers. Will this gamble pay off? Supporters call it bold, critics call it risky, and for most Americans, it might just mean a higher grocery bill. Grilling and the environment. While Joe Biden championed green growth with the Inflation Reduction Act, Trump sees things differently. In fact, very differently. He has criticized Biden's approach as too costly and is preparing to shift the focus back to oil and gas. Offshore wind projects, Trump wants to ban them. Large-scale oil and gas drilling, he's ready to greenlight it. Although tax credits for onshore wind power are expected to stay, under Trump, America won't be leading the global charge toward net zero emissions. His energy policy can be summed up in just 3 words: drill, baby, drill.
Drill, baby, drill. We're going to start that day one.
For Trump, it's about prioritizing energy independence and traditional industries over environmental goals, even if that means stepping away from the fight against climate change. Making housing more affordable. Big promises, few details. While there is no formal plan yet, he's pledged to lower housing costs by cutting regulations that drive up expenses and unlocking federal land for large-scale construction projects. He's also banking on falling interest rates to push mortgage rates down to 3% or lower, making homeownership more affordable, though it's worth noting that presidents don't control interest rates. Another controversial part of his plan: blaming undocumented immigrants for rising housing costs. Trump's suggested solution involves mass deportations and banning undocumented individuals from accessing mortgages. Additionally, the Republican platform suggests supporting first-time buyers with tax incentives to promote home ownership. Migration and deregulation. Trump's immigration plan is as hardline as ever. He has vowing to deport the estimated 11 million undocumented immigrants living in the US, though details on how this massive operation would be executed remain scarce. He's also looking to finish the border wall he started in his first term. If successful, these moves could shrink the pool of low-cost labor, likely rising costs for businesses. On the flip side, Trump is all about deregulation. He's taking aim at rules he sees as stifling innovation, from scaling back AI safeguard to ending what he calls the persecution of the cryptocurrency industry. In a move sure to grab headlines, he's also proposed appointing Elon Musk to lead a government efficiency commission tasked with slashing red tape. In true Trump fashion, these plans are ambitious, polarizing, and likely to spark heated debates across industries and beyond. Making healthcare more affordable. Healthcare was a headline issue during Trump's first term, marked by his failed attempts to repeal the Affordable Care Act and efforts to lower drug prices. this time it's taken a backseat. Trump has hinted at revisiting Obamacare with plans for a better program, but specifics are scarce. His running mate J.D. Vance attempted to flesh out some ideas. Initially, Vance floated separately healthy and sick Obamacare enrollees into different risk pools, a move that could weaken protections for those with pre-existing conditions, but later softened his stance. Instead, he expressed support for state reinsurance programs, which have successfully reduced premiums in some cases by helping insurers cover high-cost patients. It's clear that healthcare affordability remains a challenge, but whether Trump's administration will deliver meaningful reforms or just more debate is an open question. Trump has 4 years to make his vision a reality, and he's in a hurry. From sweeping tax cuts to steep import tariffs, a focus on domestic drilling, deregulation, and promises of affordable housing and healthcare, his agenda is bold but risky. Lower taxes might offer a quick economic boost, but the combination of pricier imports and likely higher interest rates could stall growth down the line. If his strategy works, it could be transformative. If it doesn't, the risk of economic turbulence are very real. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and of course don't forget to subscribe so you never miss it when we upload a new video. You can drop your recommendations in comment section of what you wanna see us make in the future. On that note, thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one.